Alright, hello friends. Today we are starting this in the car because I just got home from work and I'm pretty sure my partner is still sleeping. So we're gonna do this out here real quick. I wanted to start this video yesterday, but I had the worst day of my life at work. I had a lady cuss me out over a drink that I didn't even make. So pretty wild what people come in and like complain about. Not even complain, but just like blame me for. I'm like, girl, maybe you should just chill out a little bit. It's coffee. Like, I will gladly remake it. I don't know. I'm still a little frazzled by that whole interaction. This whole last week has been weird. People have been in a terrible mood, and I just don't understand why. I don't know. It is what it is. I came home and I sat with those feelings and I let it all go. So we're feeling much better today. We are just going to relax today. I'm caught up on my schoolwork, so that's a plus. I want to focus on art. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll see you inside. One of my old friends from high school asked to send me something, and I wasn't expecting a whole book, but I'm very excited it's a book. It's actually a graphic novel, and let me see if I can do this one-handed. Goose, get your tail out of the way. Excuse me. Don't mind the fact that this is covered in cat hair. They've been taking their naps up here, but this is, if I can, it's kind of stiff. This is the art style. It looks really cool. I haven't heard anything about this, but I read the little synopsis in the back and it sounds really interesting. There it is in case you are interested. I'll have to tell you how I like it once I start reading it. What do you think, Goose? Not interested. So it has been a couple days. I think the last thing I vlogged was the headband for my headphones that I crocheted. I have since removed it. I don't like it. It's too clunky, I feel like. I need to find a smaller knit, I think. It was putting too much pressure like on the top part of my head, which was the whole reason why I made it, was so that way there wouldn't be as much pressure on the top of my head, and it didn't work. So I need to figure out something else. But it did get my crafting interests back up, I guess. So instead of making something for this for right now, I'm gonna worry about that another time. I ended up stopping at Michael's after work today, as per usual, because I keep seeing people talk about the Sophie scarf. I personally don't like it. I started going down a rabbit hole though after seeing the Sophie scarf, and I saw people were making a Sophie scarf hood thing. I think it's just like the skinny pieces at the end that I don't like. So it got me on a train of like, okay, I like the hood, but I don't want the skinny little like things that you can tie at the end. I'd rather just have like a normal scarf at the end that I love the big old fluffy poofy scarf things. So from there I found a pattern and a video actually of a girl who made a hood. It's supposed to be striped. I'm not gonna make mine striped, but it's like a striped crocheted version of a hood with the normal scarf length that you can wrap around and tie or whatever. So I started that, but then I started thinking about knitting. I have not knit anything since I was a kid, honestly. I think the last thing I tried making was a scarf, and I never finished it. Sorry if you can hear Cersei rolling around in the background. You good? So I don't have any of the supplies anymore. I only have crochet hooks. So I went to Michael's today to go buy knitting needles, and I was like, I'll just wait on buying the yarn because I don't know what I want to make yet. I kind of want to make a sweater. I did end up getting some knitting needles, and then I made the mistake of looking at the yarn. I already have yarn that's in this color, but this one is like a smaller thread. I don't know if you guys remember in one of my other vlogs, I was trying to make a blanket out of like a color like this in a bigger size thread. And I was literally doing it by hand. I didn't have a crochet hook at the time, so I was just doing it by hand, and I gave up on the project because it was taking so long. But I am determined to actually finish a project this time, because I also shared that I wanted to make a cardigan with like crochet squares or granny squares, and that fell through because I hated the sewing process. I could not stand it. I gave up. And now it's been so long that I don't remember how I made those granny squares. I don't even know if I showed it in the video of how I made it, so I don't know where to begin again. So they're coasters now, those little squares. Just made them some coasters. And then I made like a book cover thing, which I still have. I don't really use it. I don't really use it as much as I wanted to. I think I wanted to switch out the button and I never did. And then this is also a little bit too big from like the size of most of the books that I have. I think it turned out cute. I think it looks really adorable. Kind of wish I had alternated colors, so it was more of like a checkerboard kind of vibe, but I still think it turned out cute, and it's functional. This is the only project though that I have really technically completed, because yeah, the granny square coasters are complete, but that was by accident. That was not the intended purpose for them. So I am determined to finish the hood, at least crochet that before I start on knitting. But now I have the supplies for when I want to knit something, and I have the yarn for it. And then I also got a pillar candle, which was like a sage green color. I'll have to show you guys later because it's already in the kitchen. I set it up already. You're gonna knock all of those wood pieces over. This girl. Excuse me. But yeah, that's where we're at with like the projects right now. I do have some schoolwork that I need to finish, but it's pretty much completely done. I'm on my last week of school, so one more week worth of lectures and essays and modules to get through. But for my environmental science class, I'm pretty much done with all of the textbook stuff that I needed to do, and I'm just working on the final project now, so that's exciting. I'm pretty much almost done with this term, and I'll be so happy when it is done because it has been so time consuming. I did start on the digital download. I have to finish it though. I decided to go with the gallery wall kind of idea, and then I'm gonna do like little paintings on the inside. I think I'm gonna take a break from working on the digital download though. I need like a mental reset, I think, after having to work on all of these assignments for so long and like consistently. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I want to do. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. They unfortunately did not have the color that I needed, but they had something really similar. The one I'm using is dark chocolate, but the one that they had was chocolate. So I'll try and show you. I feel like it's a close enough match that I can get away if I frog some of what I've already done. I can kind of get away with like making the scarf portion just this color, so that way it's like a border on the edge, or I could frog even more of it and just do some stripes, but I really don't want to do that because I've already made like a majority of the things. So instead, I think I might just see, once this is all crocheted together, if the color difference is really that noticeable. I don't know. We'll see. This was supposed to be like a practice project anyway. I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep it as is once I finish it. I just wanted to see the measurements and like how it would fit on my head. So if anything, if it doesn't look good, it's fine. I can reuse the yarn. It's not a permanent thing. So yeah, we'll see how it looks though. All right, I didn't really record what I was doing when I was making the rest of this, but I believe I'm pretty much done with this hood. As you can see, there is a pretty big color difference. Not like super big, it's very gradual, which I kind of like, honestly. Sorry, there's a bunch of cat hair on this because the cats were climbing all over me while I was making it, so I'm gonna have to wash it. I still need to block it, which I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet because I don't have foam mats or anything to like pin it to. But on the scarf portion, this is where I started running out of the darker color, and then I just I frogged a little bit of it, like a little row, because it didn't go all the way around the hood. Just started with the slightly lighter color, and I kind of like the border. I don't know, I think it looks interesting enough, but it's still not like super stripy like I didn't want it to be. I did change some of the measurements when I was making this one, so this thing is a lot bigger than I wanted it to be, unfortunately. I don't know why I thought it would be okay. It is huge. So I think it looks really nice. I just am not sure about the size of it. I'll have to put it on and show you guys what it looks like when it's on, because it looks a little silly. I think the size is just a little too big. She had hers a lot shorter coming in like this. So realistically, I should have started the scarf a little further back. I didn't need this much space for my neck and my shoulders. I should have ended it here and then started the scarf, but I didn't. I started it a little too far out. Overall, I am finished with a project though, so that's exciting. I set out to do something and I did it. and it feels good. It's also going into spring now, so it's getting warmer outside. I don't know why I decided to make a winter item now. Not my best planning. I think the color choice was also a little bit of a mistake because it's very similar to my hair color. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I guess it's not too big of an issue, but it is huge. I feel like it should be sitting back farther on my head and maybe not have all this excess fabric back here, but maybe that looks okay. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's a little too big around this area. I feel a little bit like a babushka. I'm just a little grandma lady, which, I mean, when am I not? But, you know. It is very cozy. I will say that. I think it looks fine. I think it's different for me. I don't wear stuff like this normally. Also, we are not going to comment about the fact that I have worn this shirt so many times in this video. I bought it at the beginning of this month and I love it. It's the best shirt. It is so cozy, comfy, and I have been wearing it ever since. Don't worry, it's been washed, but we're gonna ignore the fact that this is like in every clip of this video. I think that's it for this. I think I'm gonna finish it off and then wash it, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like obviously this outfit is not the best representation of how I would be wearing this hood. I don't know, I think it turned out okay. But yeah, I just have to finish off the edge and then we can start on our knitting project probably. I don't know if I'm gonna start that in this vlog though. I think this vlog is getting a little long, so we might be coming up on the end of it. I have a little bit of more homework to do, and then I have to finish up my last essay for my art history class. And I think that is it for school, honestly. Hopefully I can finish all that today. We'll see. But I will check back in with you guys later. We're gonna ignore the fact that my hair is crazy right now. I just got out of the shower. But I just submitted my last essay for my art history class, which means I am completely, officially done with this term. And I'm so excited. I could not be more happy. As much as I loved these classes, and I think learning about both of them at the same time, which I don't know if I explained this previously, but I'm taking an environmental science class, or I was taking an environmental science class that focused on a sustainable world. And then I was also taking a art history class about Oceania and like Pacific Islanders, the Maori, Aboriginal people. It covered a lot of different cultures, but essentially those areas, Africa too, it was a lot of different places. But learning about the two at the same time was really eye-opening. I really enjoyed it. And the cat is getting in the cabinet. No. But today's essay was about, or today's module was specifically about Maori culture. Why is that a tongue twister? It was interesting learning about that one, especially with like the stuff that was happening in New Zealand November last year with the parliament and the disruption there. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what colonial mindsets are still like in place in current day and how much we don't think that they are, but they really are. I'm not gonna get into all of that here, but it was really fun. I enjoyed those classes a lot. Very eye-opening, and it definitely has made an impression. But I am super excited about the next classes that I'm gonna take. I'm taking a photography class, and then I am taking a illustration class. So a little less mentally taxing content-wise. Hopefully it won't include multiple essays over the entire course. That will be nice to have kind of a break from that. After that, I think I already shared the two classes that I'm going to be taking during the summer, which is another art history class, which I did not realize when I signed up for it, that it is the same teacher that I had this semester. Which, am I excited about that? Not really. I think it's unfortunate the way that the essays are graded. Doesn't seem like he has a lot of involvement in that part. It's mainly the TAs that are doing it, and I had absolutely no constructive feedback. None. But never got higher than a B on any of my essays. So kind of seems a little disconnected. Very, very frustrating, to be honest, to have no feedback. And then when I did reach out to him for specific feedback, he told me to watch a video. That was, it was either one of the hour-long ones or the 2-hour-long ones. It was like an introduction video that he had posted about the writing assignments. And I was like, there is no way. There's no way I'm gonna scrub that whole hours-long video for information on how I can improve on my writing assignments when I am asking you for specific feedback. So I just left it at that. I was like, I already am ending the class in a relatively good grade. I don't think that it's gonna affect my GPA as much as I thought it was going to, but it is a little frustrating to like be asking for specific feedback and then not receive any. At least I know now what to expect from the summer class because it's same format, just art history about different environment. I was in the middle of cooking and then I'm not even preparing what I'm trying to eat. But I did also have to sign up for the fall semester this year. I'm a little upset with that one. I had a whole plan set out for like the classes that I wanted to sign up for, and I'm trying to stagger like the more heavy writing classes and heavy research classes with art electives and like elective kind of classes that are a little bit easier, so that way I'm not too stressed out working full-time and doing school full-time. But I didn't realize that a lot of the art elective classes that I was gonna sign up for in the fall, not available during the fall, so that's my bad. I did not actually check. Granted, when I was making this whole plan, I wasn't actually able to look and see what classes would be available during the fall, so I was just hoping for the best. And unfortunately, none of the art classes that I have are available during the fall, so I had to rearrange some things, which means I unfortunately am only taking one class during the second half of the fall semester. And the first half, I'm doing another science class. It's Bio 100, so it's just like an introduction to biology, which I always did pretty good at biology and like in that subject area during high school, so I don't think it's gonna be that difficult. I cannot get this open. But the other class is a film studies class, but it's specifically on women in film, culture, and how that's perceived, essentially. I feel like that's going to be another heavy writing class and heavy research class. I enjoy that subject a lot, though. I've been watching a lot of, here, I forget the exact name of the channel, but I've been watching a lot of video essays lately on cinema and like film themes, motifs, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's going to be an interesting enough subject for me to not get too overwhelmed by all of the coursework, but we will see. And then the second half of the semester, I'm going to be doing I'm doing a short story class. So we're going to see how that goes. I feel like I have talked about my writing in this channel at some point. I don't remember what video specifically or what I even really went over, but I have been writing stories since I can remember. Honestly, that's the thing. It's like I kind of wanted to take this class because I want to figure out where I am skill-wise. I never really took writing seriously, and then it was mostly just like a collaborative effort between me and my friends at the time growing up. I have ideas for stories that I want to work on now, and I have some that are kind of fleshed out, but I am so afraid of like the response I'm going to get from writing. I don't think that I'm a terrible writer. I think I just don't have a lot of confidence behind it. I don't have a lot of like people who have read my work and said, oh, this is like, I would read a book like that kind of thing. So there's also a long time where I was just really interested more so in character creation than I was in the actual story aspect. That is the only class that I'm taking in the second half of the semester. We'll see if I'm actually a decent writer or not, and maybe I'll actually share some stuff with you guys. That's the plan for the school year, and then we will see how Patreon keeps going. I have all the stuff ready for the sticker sheets. I just need to order them and then figure out that video of like the sticker ordering process and all that stuff. I need to put it all together and get all the footage kind of sorted, and then I need to finish this video. I have to finish the digital download. So that one, I have the concept down, I just have to finish like all the final touches, the colors, all that stuff. I'm gonna finish making dinner, and I have like a hyperfixation meal right now. I've just been making rice, and then I cut up tofu, pan fry it with some veggies, throw it all together. Pretty good. No, nothing special. I will see you guys in a minute.